Well, this is the biggest scoop in the Mehul Choksi saga. India today has tracked down fraudster Mehul Choksi's alleged girlfriend Barbara Jarabika. She spoke exclusively to us and demolished Choksi's abduction claims. She says that Choksi introduced himself as Raj and started flirting with her. She also has gone on to say that she met Choksi last year and also revealed that he gifted her a diamond ring and a bracelet which actually turned out to be fake. She says she's got nothing to do with the alleged kidnapping and feels that her name is unnecessarily getting dragged in by Choksi's lawyer and family members.
Barbara, let's begin with your relationship with Mr. Choksi. When did you first meet Mr. Choksi? And if I may ask, what is the nature of the relationship?
First of all, to start with, I have started to receive some messages and links and phone calls in the last few days and last week onwards when, it came to my attention who Mehul Choksi is and what his background and what they or what I got involved really with these trips. So the relationship and how I met him first. Personally, I've been in Antigua a few times in the last 2 years, both on holiday with friends, and each time I've been also sourcing properties for my clients. And in one of the trips, which I think, that was the second time in August, when that was when Antigua just, reopened after COVID and the first flights were coming from Europe. So went to Antigua and most of the hotels were still closed. And the one that we wanted to stay, if I may name the Coco Bay, is that was also fully booked till the weekend. So we had a couple of options to book Airbnb in the Jolly Harbor area. And booked Airbnb for a few days, in that time, partly like I sourced, viewed some properties as well in the area and other parts of Antigua. And we also, because there's not much to do in the harbor in that actually small island, so we also went around with my friend on boat trips, zip line and other activities. And then on the last day, I think it might have been a Thursday or a Friday. On the last day when we meant to check out from the Airbnb, then we're looking for the property manager to leave the key to check out from the accommodation. And then Mr. Choksi, who I knew him till last week as Raj. So Raj was walking there, and he very confidently he offered that we can leave the apartment open or give him the key. Don't worry about it, because he's like a person in charge there or shareholder there in that harbor island, which is like a smaller island inside Jolly Harbor. Mm. And then he became like quite. I wouldn't say flirty that time, but quite friendly and confident. And he asked my number and he offered that he's happy to assist with anything in the island. And he's really well connected, and he did seem like that. So personally, I'm also, friendly and have many connections in all over the world. So I thought that he seemed like a great contact. So I gave him his number, and on the same day, when we checked into Coco Bay, on the same day in the evening, he already texted that it was pleasure meeting me, and he would love to join for a drink later. And in Caribbean, especially like Jolly Harbor is kind of like a village. It's a normal thing in Caribbean. Everyone is friendly, everyone is saying hi, and didn't seem that time anything suspicious, to be honest. So that time he joined. I think we only met one more time or twice, but didn't get any closer than that. Then I came back to Europe And he constantly, like every few weeks, he texted, and he also asked if I can bring any investor for lands or properties or yacht or anything. Then he has the right connections on the Caribbean side. So that time, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then now we're moving to, I think, like half a year or 8 months later, so in April. So he was keep texting. Majority of the year was, here in Europe as well, was under lockdown and COVID and so on. So again, when we had the opportunity to travel back, then I went back, and then this time, like our friendship become, closer. So first it was like a weekly basis texts, then it become like more and more regular. So then what happened is that he offered me first. He said that we can do a jewelry business, because he said that he retired and he's been a big jeweler. And he said he has still good sources in Italy, and he works with someone. Anyway, I don't want to name with from another country. He has like digital people that we can, through social media, sell jewelries. And he said that he can. He said I can make really good money, and he can settle me very, very well in my country and so on. But I told him that this is not really my background, and I don't think I can commit to, to a different pathway. So after this onwards, then he started to, later on, he told me about the property business opportunities, which I will come to that soon. But sorry, coming back just to the beginning, because I forgot to mention, I've seen your reaction on the name, that, like from day one, he introduced himself as Raj. Each time he texted me, like from different numbers, he used WhatsApp, Signal, and different platforms. I had, which I made some jokes about, like, and we were like, I wasn't that suspicious, sorry, but he had like 6-8 different numbers in the last half a year that he texted me from. And he always texted me as his Raj. And even in people in the island, like, in the restaurants and his staff and people, how everyone calls him Raj. So no one actually knew his real name, I assume. And then, coming back to April. So our friendship became like closer. I must say he's a very smart person, and I really, I really like his personality. He seems like a very smart person I can learn from. And he started to like me. And I think, in April, he gave me, he said it was a diamond. He gave me a diamond bracelet. And more and more, he started to, became like daily messages, then 3 times a day. Then he told me that he likes me a lot, and I'm his soulmate, and he was keep asking me. Well, he started to ask me to be based in the island, and he said that he can support in any way, and I should have my second home in Antigua. So we, as you probably know, and we had like coffee meeting, we had evening walks, we had dinner. Even twice, like in May, he came to my apartment as well. But I always wanted to keep, the relationship, like friendship and business relationship. He was many times offering me, when I came back in May as well, he was keep asking me every day if he can book my hotel and my flight ticket and so on. But I always rejected, because I knew that there will be some expectations, and then he will maybe misunderstand, the relationship. So we stayed this way. The things a bit, I have to say, things kind of fastened up in May, because again, he was keep asking me, and we had kind of a much, like, and I'm laughing on this, if I would be an agent or kidnapper, right? I've been thinking of this the last 2 days, and it sounds ridiculous. I could have had hundreds of opportunities to let's call it that way, kidnap him when we're having evening walk, when it's quiet, when we driving around the island, and so on and so on and so on. So first of all, my question or point is, why would I do that in the daytime, in the busiest time of the day, in the Jolly Harbor, in the busiest area, 4, 5 p.m. when all people are, walking home from the beach, families are there, people sitting in the balcony. That's really like the busiest time of the day and busiest area. So that's one point I don't understand. Second point I don't understand, if I'm an agent or spy or whatever, people or media calls me, why would I do that under my real name? Even my mom, she knew, like I had a video call and my mom was on the call. I've been so many times in the island and it just, again, doesn't make sense. Why would I do it under my own name on my own apartment in the daytime, the busiest time of the day? That's one thing, right? Another thing which is really makes me laugh, because I read yesterday that he's saying that the Antigua police, 8, 10 Antiguan people and police were watching him and kidnapped him and tortured him, right? But on the other hand, he said that, I want to go back to Antigua because I feel safe there. So there's just so many crazy stories that it doesn't make sense.
Let's now encapsulate all the claims made by PNB scam accused alleged girlfriend. These are the revelations. Revelation number 1, she claims that Choksi introduced himself as Raj to her. Revelation number 2, Choksi approached Barbara last year. Revelation number 3, Choksi became friendly, started flirting. She's also said that Choksi gifted her rings and bracelets. That's revelation number 4. Revelation number 5, Barbara is also saying that diamonds in the ring and bracelet gifted to her were actually fake. Revelation number 6, while Choksi's lawyer claims that Barbara was part of the abduction plan, she categorically denies it. Revelation number 7, she's also said that her name is being dragged by Choksi's lawyer family unnecessarily. She's also not sure if Mehul Choksi himself is making these allegations. And India Today has also exclusively accessed snapshots of WhatsApp conversations between Mehul Choksi and his rumored girlfriend Barbara. In these chats, Choksi is seen wooing her. He says he can never be upset with her and that it's love at first sight for him. He goes on to say that she must accept whichever way she is and that he's always there for her without any expectations. In another chat, Choksi is asking Barbara to come back for her, calling her the most fun on this beautiful island, quote unquote. He then says he will share secret of a magic he experienced in a day or two, quote unquote. He goes on to say he's not happy with what is happening in India. It is probably the most miserable moment in a century, referring to the COVID-19 situation. He also tells Barbara that if she needs anything, and that let's get over with the distance once and for all. Barbara tells Choksi it's a busy week and she will get back to him. He then wishes a great trip to her. She also replies to him saying she missed her call and is taking off soon, talking about a flight that she was undertaking. Meanwhile, Choksi has lodged an official complaint with the police in Antigua and said he was abducted and beaten up mercilessly by 8 to 10 men who claimed to be from the Antiguan police force. Here's more.
She and her girlfriend or boyfriend had taken a house very near to our house in August of last year, from 2nd August to 7th of August. And at that time, when my husband would go for a walk, they or she would join like a normal walking thing. And other people also knew her because the walkers know each other.
Choksi's family has been repeatedly claiming threat to his life.
So that there was always this fear that there is a threat to his life. Tell me, if you want to abduct someone and you want them to stand trial and face justice, do you need to torture them?
Choksi has now been remanded to a hospital in Dominica. India Today confronted the fugitive, but he did not respond.
How you doing, Mr. Choksi? How you doing? India Today, how are you?
The diamond heir has been repeatedly claiming that he is now an Antiguan citizen. But the Dominican Prime Minister does not agree.
The matter with this Indian citizen is before the courts. The court will decide what happens to the gentleman, and we allow the court process to go through. And I do not like to get involved by making statements publicly on this matter.
Was Choksi indeed a victim of an abduction plot, or is there more to this Dominican mystery than meets the eye? With Arvind Ojha and Nalini Sharma from Delhi and Carlyle No Baptiste from Dominica, Bureau Report, India Today.